We're fortunate today to have as our graduation speaker Major General Jeff Smith. He is the Deputy Commanding General of the 18th Airborne Corps at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. General Smith's bio will show you that he has commanded at every level from lieutenant to two-star general. He's done that in peacetime, in training, in peacekeeping, and in combat. He's deployed multiple times in multiple theaters to multiple combat operations. This includes commanding over 5,000 paratroopers outside a lovely little place called Fallujah in the Al-Anbar province of Iraq. What Jeff's bio will not show you is this. He commanded U.S. Army Cadet Command. That is the headquarters responsible for commissioning the bulk of the Army's officers. When Jeff assumed command of U.S. Army Cadet Command in 2012, he found that our method for training officers had not changed, even though we had been at war for over a decade. Jeff provided not only the vision, and this is the important part, but the force of will necessary to change a transformation in how we train our officers for our Army. I count Jeff not only as a comrade in arms, but as a friend. Jeff and his wife Starla are not only great people, they are great American patriots. Please join me now and give Major General Jeff Smith a warm Hargrave and Chatham welcome.
Well, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Okay, I want all of you parents out there to watch this. All you cadets, stand up. Sit down. Okay, now, when they leave here and they don't do that for you, don't blame it on us. Well, look, first I want to thank Brigadier General Don Broom for the invitation to speak at your commencement ceremony this morning. I've known you're president of this great academy for over a decade now, and I can tell you that you are extremely fortunate that you have a strategic leader and a visionary like you do in Brigadier General Don Broom. He and his lovely wife Donna are the epitome of selfless servants and genuinely care about people, and they make a difference in everything that they touch. It is indeed an honor to come up here last night and to see this beautiful campus and academy, and to have the high honor to speak to this graduating class today. So thank you very much for allowing me to share in this very special moment, not only with the cadets sitting up here, but also the family, friends, and loved ones that are here to witness this ceremony. To all the distinguished guests, families, and friends of the 2015 graduating class, thank you for being here today. I know you could have been a lot of other places on a Saturday morning than here. Would you please all join me in a big round of applause recognizing these great cadets up here, the graduating class of 2015. Now, the little-known secret about a commencement speaker is there's about a 99% chance that none of you will remember much or anything of what I have to say in the next 10 minutes. And most of you, if not all of you, will have no recollection at all a month from now or a year from now of who I am and why I came here. Some of you probably won't care about it about an hour from now. And that's okay. I have thick skin and I'm not going to take it personal. Because today is your commencement ceremony. It's about you. I know you're ecstatic about getting out of this academy and getting on with your life, as you should be. Like many students across America today and this week and this month, and for that matter around the world, you've accomplished an initial milestone of your life, and we are all here today to celebrate that with you. However, it's important to realize that this is a commencement. It's not a completion. It's the beginning. It's not the end. The Hargrave Academy mission is to develop cadets and to be men of character. Listen to what I say. This academy is about developing men of character who are knowledgeable, responsible, and contributing citizens of their country and their community, wherever you come from, in whatever walk of life you come from and you go to. The military program at Hargrave provides a framework for personal responsibility, integrity, and leadership. That's your mission statement, not mine. That's the mission statement of this academy, not the United States Army. What a great mission. What a great set of values. Now, I want you to hang on to the words men of character for a few moments, because I'm going to come back to those three words, three very important words that I hope, if nothing else, that you leave with from this academy, that those three words are anchored deep inside you and that they stay with you. And not only do you remember those words, but you live the meaning of those words every single day. Each one of you have someone in your life that coached you, that mentored you, that cared and loved for you throughout your point in time in your life up to today. They actually are why you're here. No individual ever accomplishes anything by themselves. Nothing gets accomplished in life that's meaningful that's done by yourself. And I'd venture to say that none of you cadets are the exception. If you are a parent or a loved one or somebody that's responsible for these 58 cadets up here in front, please stand. Come on, stand up. It's interesting, as you look around the room, you see about 3 or 4 times the number of people that stood up that are sitting up here in front. And it just makes the point that it really does take a community to build a person into being a man of character, into being a person who's going to make a difference in life. Of course, this great institution is full of faculty and staff that are committed and dedicated to developing the full potential of all the cadets that attend this great academy. Not just those cadets that are sitting here today, but those cadets that are headed out of here last night that will return next year. And that's the staff and faculty of this great institution. The service of educators, of coaches, of counselors, and staff is underrepresented and not very well appreciated across this country. So would you please all join me in a round of applause for the staff and the faculty and these great Americans that made this possible. Now, I said earlier this commencement ceremony is about you, but I had to take a few moments up front to recognize people that add value to your life. Because as you move forward from this point on, please always remember it's going to be people that make a difference. It takes people to win. It takes people to get things done, and no one can do it by themselves. Now, you're probably wondering, what does this general have to say to you today? And the answer is very simple. Be men of character. General Broom mentioned that I was responsible for reinvigorating the United States Army Cadet Command and all of the ROTC programs across the continental United States, Europe, and Japan. Responsible for commissioning over 70% of all the United States Army officers and over 300,000 cadets in high school at the junior level. And I have to tell you, I'm really excited about our country because I know the youth of our country have what it takes to make a difference and to keep this country and the values that we live for strong. So I want to quote a very small section out of the San Damian book, Once an Eagle. Some of you may have read this book. If you haven't, I commend it to you. It goes something like this, and it really talks about character. And I want you to listen to it very carefully. Quote, "That's the whole challenge of life, an act with honor and hope and generosity, no matter what you've drawn. You can't help when or where you were born. You may not even be able to affect when you die, but you can and you should try to pass the days between as a good man. Cadets, make your passion in life to be good men. Good men have character. Always strive to be a good man. And it's not easy, I can tell you. It will take constant work and dedication. You'll be attacked from many different angles. You'll be tempted by the material world. You'll be faced by the vices of society and humankind. There are no moral shortcuts in the game of business, in the game of life, in the game of military, or whatever you do when you walk away from this academy this afternoon. There are basically three kinds of people: the unsuccessful, the temporarily successful, and those that become and remain successful. And I hope that you fall in that latter category as you move on in life. The difference between those three types of people is character. Character is often defined as a person's moral and ethical qualities which give a leader motivation to do what is appropriate, regardless of the circumstances or the environment, and more importantly, regardless of the consequences. The image I want you to remember is that character is not a piece of paper. You just can't fold it up, put it in a drawer, or take it out when you want it, or throw it in the garbage can when you're done with it. Remember that. It's not something you just put in a file or you pull out when you need it. It has to be developed. You have to own it. You have to put your arms around it every single day. You have to protect it in public and in private, when people are watching and when they're not watching. Only you, 58 cadets up here, you are the only one that can give your character away. Think about it. There's not much in life that you can say you absolutely own, internal to your bone. But character is one of those things, and you should cherish that like nothing else. Nobody can take it from you. Character is a critical attribute to whatever you do. Attributes, as you know from your studies, shape how one behaves. And a core attribute is character. Character is defined as values, empathy, ethos of whatever your organization represents. And I'm not talking about the ethos of the United States Army. Every organization, every institution, every company that you may work for is going to have its own ethos. Watch to ensure that those ethos don't conflict with your personal values. In the final decade of Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, and some of you may know him and have read about him, he wrote a series of personal philosophies intended for himself. These would later be published in Meditations. Some of you have probably read Meditations. Aurelius was a student of Stoic philosophy. Now, I'm not an academic here, but I do think it's important to talk a little bit about some of the meditations of Aurelius. Stoicism deals with emotional intelligence, mind over matter, being tied to nature, and exercising philosophy through actions over words. Through actions over words. Meditations is repetitive in its central themes. Now, I want to highlight one of those themes that really talks to character from Aurelius' Meditations, and it goes like this. Perfection of character is this: to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense. Cadets, live your life with character. Be a good man, and do so without pretense. As you look forward, continuing to learn and grow and develop must become a daily ritual. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking that the moment you walk out of this chapel this morning, that learning and growing is done. Contrary. You have to always be willing to learn. You have to never, never, never settle for where you are. Constant learning, especially in today's environment. Every day is a learning opportunity. And if you're wise, learning will become a lifelong competency. And I know that in your academic studies here at this academy, lifelong learning is a competency that they want you to endure and to carry with you. Now, I'm not here to give you fatherly advice or tell you what to do with your life. That has to be your choice. But when you're faced with a choice of sedentary activity or with activity that's going to help you be a lifelong learner, I hope and pray that you will choose the latter. You are the future of our country, and to all you parents out there, you ought to be very proud because these cadets are phenomenal. As I look across into their eyes, some of them are probably a little sleepy this morning after some late night activities last night, and I heard you. I was in the President's residence last night until at least midnight or 1 o'clock. It was very hard for me to get to sleep. But I do see energy, passion, determination, and desire in your eyes, in your body language, in the remarks of your valedictorian up here. It is these qualities that make a difference. And through living a strong life of character and integrity, you'll have a great influence for good. Be good men of character, and you'll be a great influence for good. Now, I want to dive off a little bit and talk about a legendary basketball coach named John Wooden. As you know, he passed away recently. I like to study leadership. I like to study successful people. And when you look at Coach Wooden, when he was growing up on a farm in southern Indiana, his father told him that you should never try and be better than someone else. And over the years, Coach Wooden realized how powerful those seemingly simple words actually were. He realized that we should never try and be better than someone else, because being better than someone else is always out of your control. And instead, we should always learn from others and never cease trying to be the best that you can be, because that is under your control. Be the best that you can be, and don't worry about being better than somebody else. He later explains that if you get too engrossed and concerned about those things for which you don't have control of, it will adversely start affecting things that you do control. And that's not going to be good. And he coined his definition of success as this, and I quote, "Peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction and knowing you made the effort to do the best that you are capable." He continues, "If you make the effort to do the best of what you're capable of and improve the situation that exists for you, I think that is success. And that is something that no one else can judge." I think it's like character and reputation. And again, this is Coach Wooden speaking. Your reputation is what you are perceived to be. Your character is what you really are. And I think your character is much more important than what you perceive to be. So as I conclude my remarks, my simple challenge to you today is to be men of character. Own it and don't give it away. It is going to carry you a long way in life, and it's going to make a big difference in your life. I'd also tell you to find your passion and develop a desire to go after it. Some of you already have plans, some great plans out there. West Point, University of California. Wherever you go and whatever you do, seek your passion and develop a desire to go for it. Discipline yourself to high character and patterns of behavior and training that produces moral, physical, mental, and faith improvement. It's not enough right now. You have to continue to develop these things for life. Stay determined. Never quit. Never give up. Have firmness in your purpose and approach every task that you do with determination and energy to finish it. To finish it. It's not enough to start. You have to finish. So I'm really excited. I'm probably more excited than you are. And I know today marks the beginning of an exciting journey for each of you, and you all have the gift of youth. Grab hold of your dreams. Make sure you thank your parents and your loved ones before you get too far gone today. And whatever you do in life, have fun. There's a lot of things that will try and drag you down out there, but have fun in what you're doing and be good men of character. Thank you all very much. It's an honor to be here today.